Okay. So as I was saying, I'm responsible for directing the hub. I don't know if it's good or bad because it's a lot of work. So I'm the National Hub Director. I'm also a fellow of IEEE, also a fellow of Academy of Europe. So obviously this hub, we start with the vision, but our overall vision is have to inspire and build long-lasting legacy to pass on to future generation and help provide UK a competitive advantage in edge computing and artificial intelligence. So we are more driven by socio-economic benefits of this research rather than purely research-oriented collaboration. So as I said, we are motivated by socioeconomic things. I will start with that. So if you see in the picture on my right-hand side, your left-hand side possibly, a report from Gartner in 2023 that shows that like, Edge AI will be the nucleus of AI innovation in the next decade or so. By that I mean that all of the innovations in AI, like digital twins or metaverse or self-supervised learning or anything, generative AI, will need edge AI. And why is that? The main reason for that is edge is where you produce the data, real-time data. And for any AI algorithms to work, the real-time data is necessary for training and lifelong learning. So that's the reason why having a robust ecosystem around edge AI in terms of algorithms, in terms of protecting the data quality, in terms of protecting the learning quality is important. If this nucleus fails, then other innovation that we do around that will fail as well. That's why edge AI is so important going forward. And also, as we all know, the Edge AI is the future paradigm for technologies, which is also reflected in one of the study from Fortune Business Insight that shows that Edge AI related innovation will be worth about 100 billion for next 5 years, even more. Uh, but the issue that we have in at least in UK, I think that applies to Europe as well. There's a lack of technical skills, or we have lack of workforce in this area, and this was highlighted in one of the UK government reports. And maybe that's one of the reasons why we got funded, because obviously we want to do a lot of research, a lot of industry engagement, but we also want to train the next generation workforce so that they can go to those companies and innovate. And we also complement the AI Safety Institute, which I launched a couple of months ago, because they're looking at the general safety of AI for large language models. So we complement that by looking at safety of AI in a resource-constrained open edge computing system. So we are quite complementary in that way. So overall, socioeconomic question for UK economy is how UK companies can use AI in safe and secure way. Obviously, training an AI model to do something is straightforward, given all the tools that we have these days. But making sure that they are safe and secure for mission critical application like healthcare or transport or energy, it's not as straightforward. That's what we are going to innovate in this hub. As Professor Day said, the application of AGI is quite diverse and generalized that you can see from almost more than 50 companies across from different sectors like core hardware like Dell, AMD, NVIDIA, or Edge, or IoT, or innovation agencies, healthcare, cybersecurity, applied AI. So as I present this, our number of industry partners interested in this project is growing day by day. So obviously, we need to organize our research in such a way that we can create an impact across all those domains. And I will present certain methodology. How do we plan to do that so that our impact is not just for the hardware companies or IoT companies, but also goes to the other application areas where they actually need such innovations. Without going in detail about what AGI is and how it is different from Cloud AI, I think those things will come out from the presentation after me or some other presentation from the research team leaders. But in general, why AGI is so popular? Because it gives you four benefits, which is not possible through current cloud-centric paradigm. For example, like cloud-centric, I mean, so if to be put in a very general way, large language models running in data centers. So the things that we get through Edge AI is not possible through LLMs. That means ultra low latency. For example, how can you make a decision based on data as soon as possible? You don't want to wait for data to be shipped into a large data center, being processed there. Also, because Edge AI is running next to the environment like edge AI running in this building, you can do actuations in real time and you can adapt in real time instead of waiting for historical data analysis and all those things. And because Edge AI lets you process the data at the source of generation, you can actually protect the privacy of data. And this is quite important in mission critical application like healthcare or smart driving or smart manufacturing. Although on this slide I show these four application areas, manufacturing, energy, smart transport, and healthcare, but the application of Edge AI is much more broader than that, and that will come through the talk we are going to have from other attendees today. Right. So of course, Edge AI is good. Edge AI is there, but what is the real problem in using Edge AI? The real problem in using Edge AI is the issue of the compromise of the safety of your AI algorithms when they are deployed in open edge computing systems like autonomous car or your health Fitbit sensors. And those attacks could be of two types: unknown cyber attacks and known cyber attacks. Obviously, as we know, even to protect your IT system from known cyber attacks is not easy if the attackers are coordinated. But consider a scenario where edge computing ecosystem, the firmware and the hardware is growing so fast with thousands and millions kind of devices. Unknown cyber attacks are very, very common. Protecting your system from unknown attacks is very hard. So that was the core hypothesis of this hub. How can we use lifelong learning in a way so that we are not just able to protect your edge computing and AI algorithms from known attacks, but also from uh, unknown attacks and known attacks both. Obviously, the cyber disturbance can be caused by other issues like software faults, human errors, network problems, but those are the problems we are not going to look into this hub. We are going to solely focus on cybersecurity because we believe they are more important than software failures and others. I'm sure those problems will be studied in some different projects elsewhere in Europe and UK, maybe in America. Uh, Going a little bit more in detail of what I mean by the compromise of safety of AI when they are subjected to cyber attacks. And those, by that I mean, when your edge computing infrastructure or your AI model deployed in open edge computing system, it can have two problems. It can impact your learning quality as well as your data quality. And as you see in this slide, they have kind of symbiotic relationship. So if one gets worse, the other gets even worse from that. For example, if you train your AI model on a bad quality data, your model performance will be really bad. Similarly, if your model is making decisions or if you're using generative AI to train your model, then if it is trained on, if it produces some data, those data will be again bad. So so this main issue of balancing this real-time data quality and real-time learning quality really stays to be an unsolved problem in at least in our community. And solving those, how to ensure the safety and security of AI and data from known and unknown cyber is the key unsolved research question that we are going to try to solve in this with the help of 40 co-Is and 20 postdocs and 50 companies over the next 5 years. So overall, our hub vision is how do we deliver world-class fundamental research co-created with stakeholders from other disciplines and regions to protect the quality of data and quality of learning associated with AI algorithms when they are subjected to known and unknown cyber disturbances in EC environment. EC stands for edge computing. And obviously, we will start with this high-level vision, which will need to be decomposed into certain kind of research methodology and research task, and we try to decompose this bigger problem into smaller problem. And as you see, this problem is actually very hard and groundbreaking. So to solve this hard, groundbreaking problem, we came up with a high-risk, high-innovation methodology. And our methodology includes 5 work streams. And as I said before, our work stream is balanced between research and engagement. So if you look at work stream 1 and 5, they are about engagement. So in work stream 1, we look at how can we engage with industry partners, get their input, drive our research in workstream 2, 3, and 4. And workstream 5, we look at how can we use those innovation to demonstrate the validity, the safety and productivity of AGI in real world application like smart transport, healthcare, and energy security. Going a little bit more in detail, our research workstream consists of 3 workstreams. In workstream 2, we look at how do we actually model known and unknown cyber disturbances. Obviously, modeling known cyber disturbances is a bit straightforward, but modeling unknown cyber disturbances is a bit hard. So we will look at things like metadata and ontologies to model those unknown things. So methodology based on lifelong learning will be actually able to help us understand the unknown cyber disturbance. But at least even for lifelong learning, we need certain metadata to guide it on learning those unknown concepts. In workstream 3, which is edge computing for AI, there we will look at how do we deploy complex AI models on resource-constrained devices like your Fitbit watch or your smart home sensors or a roadside unit in autonomous transport. So we are going to look at a generalized software fabric that can deploy different kinds of algorithms in a resource-constrained environment. In our community, that is also called as a tiny ML. How can we have small ML running on small devices? And in finally, workstream 4, we look at the main agenda of this research. How do we protect the data and the model quality against cybersecurity attacks? And the core hypothesis for all this workstream is how can lifelong learning protect your data and model quality against known and unknown cyber disturbances? So this hypothesis is actually not tested yet in scientific community, and this is what we are going to do over the next 5 years. To make our thinking a bit more logical, we came up with a logical model of AGI Hub. And obviously, in a logical model, we have input, you have processing unit, and your output. So obviously, the processing unit are all the work stream I talked about, but it also requires processing unit cannot do anything unless we have a good quality input. I'm very pleased to inform that we have highest quality input from 12 universities in the United Kingdom. They include skills of our COIs, PDRAs, our risk management strategies, our research ethics framework, and our industry network. And what we envision as the output is responsible research, a national AGI testbed, new partnership and collaboration, a new knowledge transfer deals, influencing the policies, training skills, maybe new jobs and new startups, and helping existing UK companies in growing their business using AGI. And obviously creating a long-lasting legacy and impact on UK research and economy through this research center. It continues to be one of the main goals. So we have been saying that we are a national hub, but yeah, we are truly national. By that I mean that we have universities from all nations of the UK, including of course England, Wales, Ireland, and Scotland. So we have representatives, the universities and companies from all different parts of United Kingdom. So this will have two benefits. So the innovation and the impact will be felt across all the nations of the UK, not just in Newcastle or London, but all across the UK. And other thing is that by having this national hub, we are able to bring together very diverse skills and disciplines from different universities and different parts of the UK. And those skills are across policy and engagement, foundational AI, cyber resilience, application expert, applied AI, and edge computing. So the message here is to solve this problem is just not a pure computer science problem. Even within computer science, it is not a resource management or scheduling problem that's supposed to be my research area, but it requires expertise from things like cybersecurity, foundational AI, policy and engagement, and other things. So we just need to create this ecosystem where all these experts can work together and innovate. And each of those co-Is and the postdocs, they are distributed across different work streams, work stream 1 to 5. I wouldn't go in detail, but all the work streams are quite well resourced to deliver the impact they are supposed to deliver. And obviously, as I said, this is a big hub with a lot of investigators, a lot of PDRAs, a lot of companies. So we have been working on very concrete, grounded management strategy. So as a hub director, I will be supported by independent advisory board led by Professor Sharam Dustar from Technical University of Vienna. He's one of the world leading expert in AGI, so I thought there's no one better than him to guide us on our direction. So thanks for accepting that. Then we will also be supported by Hub Impact Manager, research team, and we will also have an independent industry advisory board, which will inform me and the other advisory board. The research team will include, of course, the co-investigators from different universities, from Durham, Hull, Imperial, Southampton, Cardiff, Swansea, Warwick, who will manage their postdocs, but they will be working with research team leaders who are aligned with different work streams. And those research themes include cyber disturbances, tiny ML, foundational AI, and data quality. So as I understand, those team leaders will give some presentation this afternoon. So we'll actually know how we are decomposing this safe and secure edge AI problem into actual research themes, and then how we are mapping that to postdoc the world aligned with that. We will also have hub impact and operations manager. Obviously, for this kind of initiatives, you need a big management strategy. So we will be working with HR, marketing, finance, administration, and along with that, to create real impact, we have directors for engagement, director for cross-hub collaboration, director for research impact, director for responsible innovation, cross-consent director, and EDI director. And you will be hearing from some of them as the day passes. And other thing, what we have done is we have appointed an engagement director in every part of the UK. So we have an engagement director for Wales, for Scotland, for Northern Ireland, for Midlands, for South England, and for North East England. So we have almost 7 to 8 engagement director, and their goal is to how do they engage with the companies in those parts of the United Kingdom. So this way, we believe we can grow our ecosystem 50 companies to even bigger and have the impact of this research and innovation across wider community. And obviously, some of these slides are coming from my interview with the UKRI, where we always say how unique we are. So it shows that obviously we are very unique. So none of the current activities within UKRI is solving the problem of data and learning quality that we solve. And maybe that was the most effective pitch I did in my interview, that we got the money. and we also aligned with the UKRI remits of digital security resilience because of the cybersecurity angle, digital futures, and we also contribute to UK research areas of AI, distributed systems, architecture, pervasive computing. So all those people from UK and who write UKRI proposals, they know the story behind this. So this positioning of your research against the current portfolio of funding is one of the most important things that decides whether you get funding or not. So the message here is we are quite complementary, yet we are aligning with the priorities of UK government in terms of research areas. And obviously, any research, especially that deals with safety and security, has to be responsible. So we are quite aware of the area framework set aside by UKRI, and we will, that stands for engage, reflect, anticipate, and act. So whatever research culture and governance framework that we develop in this hub will adhere to the responsible innovation principles. We have to make sure that at every point of the time, we are doing responsible research and innovation. And obviously, I want to create an inclusive environment where everyone feels welcomed, irrespective of their career stages, irrespective of from where they come from, irrespective of the gender. And I will try to include fair EDI governance policies in recruitment, in awarding the project, in working with companies, in developing algorithms. So we will have the end-to-end approach to EDI governance. And finally, as you know, our hub is for 5 years, but we don't want to stop there. We want to do for even 10 years, even more. So obviously, we have already started thinking about how can the hub be sustainable beyond 5 years. And and Professor Shavas will talk more about that in his talk, his plans of how do we generate more revenue from the companies to make this hub sustainable. But some of the initial plan include developing memorandum of understanding, having shared intellectual properties, knowledge transfer, maybe use this hub outputs to apply for new grants to European Commissions, like ERC Synergy, things like that. Also do outsource the research as well, consultation. So we are already thinking about how do we make our hub sustainable, and this thinking will go along as we progress in the hub. And by that, I would like to conclude my talk, and I thank you very much, all of you, to coming on Friday and listening to us. Thank you. Thank you.